Are you like me? Do you struggle with imposter syndrome? Do you feel unqualified? Do you wish that didn't prevent you from doing things? Then Unqualified Success by Rachel M. Stewart might be the solution for you. Hello, readers. It's time to read my lips for another book review. The marketing team working with Rachel M. Stewart noticed that I have quite a few different nonfiction self-help books on my channel, and they wanted to know if I would be interested in receiving the book and reviewing it. So I'd like to say thank you once again for sending me a copy. Before I begin, I'd also like to mention that when I started reading the book, I knew right away that this was something that I also had to have in audio form. So I did go and purchase my own audiobook to accompany me while I was reading it. I wanted to hear some of the emotion behind the things that were being said, and I just think that having both, especially when it comes to self-help books, is really good. If you're the type of person that likes to read self-help and productivity books, I think you'll notice that they start to sound a little bit similar. While there are definitely things in this book that I have heard before, I'm going to focus on the things that I felt set it apart for me. What Unqualified Success did that I felt was a little bit different was just that it was very introspective. I think that I often read self-help books that kind of want you to snap out of what you're thinking and what you're feeling, but they don't guide you as to how you can dig deep into yourself and find out what the issue is. And I feel like Unqualified Success does that. After every chapter, there are reflection questions and there are some exercises, but again, with the focus of looking inward and finding out, why do you have those feelings? Are those feelings true? Are those feelings preventing you from moving forward? Are those feelings preventing you from being successful? Rachel starts with her own personal story and how she's had this focus on the concept of whatever I don't know, I can figure it out. And there are a lot of people that don't have that. I mean, just looking within my home, I would say that I'm more the type of person that would say, okay, if I don't know the answer, I can find it. It's out there. There is a solution out there. I just don't know what it is. But my husband tends to be a little bit more where he's just like, I don't know how to do it, and kind of gives up. So that's definitely a mentality that you can cultivate and that you can work on. So after she talks about her personal story and kind of explains what she's going to go through in the book, she lets you know where you can find additional exercises and tools. But the second chapter is called Mindset Matters, and I just want to show you an example of some of the questions that you might see in a book like this. Chapter 2 on Changing Your Mindset has an exercise that asks, fill out the table and see how your thoughts are creating your results. Start at the bottom of the table by inserting a current undesired result, and next to it, the result you actually want. Then work your way backward on each side of the chart until you arrive at the thoughts that create all of it. I found it to be really well written and very easy to read. There are anecdotes and there are stories from other people and examples, but what this one had that I found interesting and kind of helped move the entire book along was that there was a constant story in there about Magno Santos, who came from Brazil to the United States because he heard that pizza delivery guys were making like a shit ton of money. So he gets here, and the thing is, he doesn't have a car, he doesn't speak the language, he doesn't know his way around. There's so many obstacles, but little by little, one by one, whatever he doesn't know, he learns. And we keep revisiting this story over and over again as he accomplishes different things in his life. And I just really love that from beginning to end. There are a few concepts that Rachel addresses that I don't see very often in other books. That's not to say they aren't there, I just haven't come across them as often. But one is the idea of success versus mastery. So in success, it's more like a goal, doing a thing, graduating. Once you graduate, it's over, right? But when we're talking about mastery is about consistently getting better, about always learning more, about always doing more. So mastery doesn't really end because there's always room for improvement and you can always do more. So when you think of yourself as an ever-evolving human being, then you want to focus more on mastery versus just that end goal, because mastery will help you do more and be more and continue to grow. Now, the other thing that I found incredibly validating was a section, and unfortunately I can't remember how she phrased it, but if you're having trouble doing something, right? Whether it's going to the gym or something that you know, waking up early, something that you know you need to be doing, but you're having trouble doing it. She talked about doing the absolute bare minimum that you can manage. And from there, you bump it up, because you have to be able to do it consistently. Because you can tell yourself you're going to go to the gym, but if you only go like 3 days in a row and then all of a sudden you stop, how helpful is that? It's really not. It's much better to do a lot of smaller things consistently. She may have mentioned The Compound Effect, which is a great book as well. But a lot of times I have friends say, Desirai, why don't you just do this? And I'm like, I would like to focus on being consistent, because I feel like if I'm not consistent, then it's not going to last. I'm not going to get the results that I want. So even though it might be silly to say to yourself, every day I'm going to wake up at this time and put on my gym shoes, even if you don't actually make it to the gym, until you can consistently do that and say, okay, I have managed to wake up every day at 8 a.m. and put on my gym shoes. Now I'm going to start doing that plus getting in the car. Again, those things in and of itself don't sound like huge accomplishments, but if you can't do it, then it's okay. It's okay to find where that bare minimum is until you can build off of that. And I really, really appreciated that chapter. Overall, the big takeaway from this book is that you don't become successful by being qualified. It's in your unqualifiedness that you have to go out and seek the information. You have to go out and learn more and do more and practice and get better. And it's through all those steps that you become successful. I absolutely love this book. I gave it 5 stars. And again, I do feel like it's a book worth having in multiple formats, being the hard copy and also the audiobook. What's the most recent self-help book you've read, and what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. If I've introduced you to a new book and a new author, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.